Hello and welcome back to the Chain Gang YouTube channel. Now today I thought we'd take a little bit of a look at what went on in today's stage. So obviously today we had our second summit finish of the day to Montagioir, and yeah, not quite the excitement perhaps many of us had hoped for. The GC battle was very quiet, and the early morning breakaway went away to get a stage win. So what reasons are there for this? So if we take a look at the actual profile of today, we have this first kind of Col de Lozette, which was a really great climb. It's got very steep sections, which are great for getting away in attacks and things like that. So that's what makes a good hill climb, especially for a summit finish, and we'll see the GC contenders fighting up there. Unfortunately, they then went over the top of that and up to this final climb, which was sort of around 4% as the average gradient for 8 kilometers. So nothing really where you can drive away from the chasing group, which basically leaves us with a fairly unexciting final 8 kilometers. So that certainly is one thing which comes into play here. Now, there are other factors about today, and we've seen certain riders are definitely looking strong. Alexey Lutsenko put in a great performance today, and that's definitely not worth underestimating, considering he dropped Harada and Nico Rocha, riders who we have always considered to be quite good climbers. So just another thing about the GC race, part of the problem we've got is that these riders aren't really wanting to compete for the yellow jersey this early on in the race. So when you get these guys coming in and they have 3 weeks of racing ahead of them and they're being asked to compete this early on in the day, this leaves them kind of stuck. There's a lot of effort to put out in the first week, which you might regret in just a few weeks' time when you're really pushing it, and the time gaps are a lot clearer. So we have this problem that the GC guys aren't going to attack each other this week. Primoz Roglic, I'm sure, is perfectly happy not having to have the yellow jersey. With the yellow jersey you get this kind of responsibility to look after the race and control the pace. So with Adam Yates still being in yellow, that means that Jumbo-Visma can choose when they want to turn on the pace, whereas Mitchelton and Scott have now got this kind of obligation to look after the pace of the peloton. And you've also got a target on your back when you're wearing the yellow jersey, which is obviously not something any GC candidate particularly wants. So I think that's part of the reason, and I know the ASO and the organisers of this race have tried to hot up this first week, but I certainly think there's better ways they could have done that, and things they could have included. I mean, we mentioned it on our stream today. Scott enjoys a cobbled stage. I agree. I think that really shakes things up. This is about finding the best riders in the world, not necessarily the best climbers, although obviously they're the ones who win the tour. Let's see who can do more and push them to their limits, which is what we really want. And yeah, I mean, I think the idea was nice. I don't think we'll see it again. And yeah, today just another case of another boring stage, and not quite what we would have been looking for in a stage like today. Second summit finish of the Tour de France, and again, no big time gaps in the GC. When we start to see them appearing, probably a few weeks from now, and just I don't think it's quite what ASO intended. So yeah, tomorrow sprint stage shouldn't cause many problems for the sprinters. It would be nice to see Sam Bennett and Peter Sagan competing for that, but yeah, so hopefully we'll have some better racing, and yeah, heading into the second week we'll see it hot up, and GC contenders will be going for those jerseys. And yeah, Tadej Pogacar versus Primoz Roglic, Slovenian battle, and then you've also got to bring in Ewan by now and all the other contenders. So we've got a lot to look forward to heading into week 2, and make sure you keep up with the streams and subscribe to the channel.